Welcome back to another episode of Quick Picks with the Geek. I am your host, Bro Power the Geek. All right, let's dive into this one. Chris Weidman versus Eryk Anders. This is one of those fights where you just kind of sit back, grab your popcorn, and wonder, how did this make it to a pay-per-view prelim? We've got two guys who've both had ups and downs and are just trying to keep their heads above water in the middleweight division. Let's get into it. Chris Weidman, first up. Chris, the All-American Weidman, record of 16-7, former middleweight champ. And at this point, he's been around longer than some fighters' entire careers. He's coming in as a plus 145 underdog, and if you're thinking of betting on him, just know that you might want to have your therapist on speed dial. Weidman's been through the ringer with injuries, and his recent performances, well, let's just say they've left a little something to be desired. Now, let's talk about the infamous eye pokes in his last fight. Look, it happens, but that's one way to squeak out a win. Weidman's wrestling is still decent, but his explosiveness? It's kind of like trying to start a car that's been sitting in the garage for 10 years. The engine's there, but it's making some questionable noises. He's known for his ground game, but lately it seems like he's mostly known for finding ways to survive. Standing up, he's got decent power, but the technique has just not been there in recent years. Watching him strike these days feels like watching someone try to remember where they left their keys. And those injuries, especially that nasty leg break, have clearly slowed him down. There's a chance he could turn back the clock, but even if he does, it'll probably just be to 2018. Not quite his prime, but at least closer. Eryk Anders. On the other side, we've got Eryk "Ya Boy" Anders, sporting a record of 16-8, and if "Ya Boy" sounds like a name you'd yell at your friend across a party, well, that's kind of how his fight style feels too. Anders is sitting at minus 175 as the slight favorite, but don't get too excited. He's as unpredictable as a reality TV plot twist, and his performances have been all over the place. Anders has power, at least on paper. When he does land, he can do damage, but he's also one of those guys who seems to run out of ideas if plan A doesn't work. He's got some wrestling, but he's not exactly Chael Sonnen out there with the takedowns. And his fight IQ? Let's just say it's like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. Sometimes he makes great decisions. Other times, it feels like he's just swinging and hoping for the best. Recently, Anders has had a habit of going to decision. And let's be real, it's not always the most thrilling. His fights can drag on, especially if he doesn't get that early finish. So if this turns into a war of attrition, don't be surprised if you find yourself scrolling through your phone mid-fight, wondering what else is on. So, who's taking this one? Honestly, this could go either way. We've got two guys who have the tools, but haven't been able to put it all together lately. It's like watching a broken-down car race. It's not about speed, it's about which one can hold together the longest. If Weidman can get his grappling going and keep Anders off balance, he could grind out a win. But that's a big if, considering his recent performances. Anders, on the other hand, needs to keep this standing and avoid the clinch game with Weidman. If he can find Weidman's chin, we could be looking at a TKO, but again, that's not a guarantee. It's almost like both these guys are trying not to lose rather than trying to win. Official pick, Eryk Anders. All right, I'm leaning toward Eryk Anders here, and yeah, I'm not exactly throwing a parade over this pick. Anders has the power, and if he can just keep things simple and avoid getting taken down, he should be able to pull off the win. It's definitely not a confident pick. Both these guys have disappointed before, and they could do it again here. But if I have to choose, Anders seems to have just a bit more left in the tank. This might not be the most electrifying fight on the card, but hey, it's MMA. Anything can happen, so let's hope they prove us wrong and bring the fireworks. But if not, well, there's always the next fight. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat when the next video drops. And don't be shy. Leave a comment below and let me know who you got winning this fight. Let's see who really has the crystal ball around here. Until next time.